All right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the difference between hitting high forehands and low forehands. If you don't like hitting high forehands, there's probably one reason why that is, and that is you don't have your spacing right. Man's got a new toy. I'm going to be using this today, get it to give me some easy feed so I can look good, and then in a week or so I'll give you a review, let you know what I think to this thing. Now you may think that you want consistent spacing for all your shots, but what you really need is a consistent arm angle. If you're hitting a low ball and a high ball with a consistent arm angle, your contact point is going to be so much further away from your body on high balls, or at least it should be. Now personally, when I'm hitting forehands, I want my arm to be slightly bent at the point of contact. It's not going to be straight like Alcaraz or Nadal, Federer, and it's also not going to be really bent like Kyrgios or Sinner. So I get this slight bend in my arm. That's what's comfortable for me. Now you don't have to copy that, but what you do need to understand is how you like to hit your forehand and how bent your arm is at the point of contact. Now a lot of people, when I ask them to do a shadow swing, the arm will be straight, but in reality the arm's bent. So video yourself and get a good understanding of how you hit a forehand. How do you hit your best forehands? What is your arm angle at the point of contact? So again, I like my arm to be slightly bent at the point of contact, which means that when I'm hitting a high ball, I'm in this kind of position and the racket is quite far away from my body. If I keep this same arm angle and I hit the ball from a little bit lower, my arm is roughly the same angle, but the distance from my body is a lot closer. You have to think about the arm angle you want, and if you keep that consistent, your ball position, your relationship between your body and the ball will not be the same. If you keep that relationship the same, let's say we're here and we have, whatever distance this is between the butt cap of my racket and my body, and we keep that same distance up here, now we're jammed. Now we're late. Now we're struggling to really get our body and arm and racket really driving through the ball. Now what usually happens is players get this backwards. When the ball is low, they stretch out and get it, they have confidence in those shots. When the ball jumps up at them, usually it's got topspin on, so that's going to cause you to be a little bit late anyway. And they're also not comfortable hitting this, so they get the ball close because it feels comfortable, it feels like you can control it when the ball is a little bit closer to you. That's the reason why people serve close to them, and the better you get, the more you spread your wings a little bit. So it usually really hurts players because they tend to get these balls a little bit closer when in reality, these balls here need to be further away from your body than these balls right here. Now there's one more factor that comes into this. Let's say I have a low ball. What I need to do to create spin is to come around the ball, because the spin we create is always coming across the width of the racket. We don't spin the ball this way. So when we're hitting a topspin forehand, we're brushing it this way. Slice serve, topspin serve, we're always moving the racket across the ball this way. Never this way, right? So now if the ball is low, I'm gonna have to come around this ball. I can't come up the back of it, but I have to come around. You've probably seen, hopefully you remember those Nadal banana shots where he's whipping it in and he's lefty, obviously it's going outside the alley and hooking in. They're always on balls that are low because you're coming around it. So this ball has to be a little bit closer to your legs here to work around it. When the ball is higher, we're going to be hitting it the opposite to that. The racket head's going to be up and we're going to be coming across the ball. So you might actually put a little bit of side spin on. Again, we don't want side spin this way unless you're Bernard Tomic and you're hitting these weird shots that way. We don't want to really be doing that. We need this ball a little bit higher here, and therefore the racket to be a little bit higher to be able to come across the ball. Let me see if I can hit it off. Change of plan. I'm going to throw it up for myself, and I'm going to come across this ball. So in order to do that, I have to turn my shoulders to be able to get it here, to be able to come across. So my shoulder angle here needs to be far more open than when the ball is lower and I'm coming around it. Around it, around it the other way. Hopefully that made sense. If not, leave me a comment. And while you're there, why don't you hit like and subscribe? You know what I'm saying?